It's Peaches here, and this is Peaches Pit Party, the podcast. A lot of puh sounds with that title. A replay of today's full show, which you can hear weekday afternoons live on K-Barrel 101. I hope you like what I have to say, and if not, well, then I'm sorry, not sorry. Enjoy. And I am officially back from vacation. Yippee. Do I wish it was longer? Of course. Do I wish I could do my show from my old childhood bedroom and just stay over there? Absolutely. I would love to have the Ryan Seacrest treatment. He does his LA radio show from his New York studio and occasionally flies out to Los Angeles, maybe like once every 2 months or so. Whenever there's some sort of big event, he'll fly out to LA. But other than that, he's in New York. It would be great if I could do my show from my bedroom, fly out to East Idaho whenever it's necessary. Like when we have a big show coming up, I need to make an appearance. Let me do so. But I don't think management would like that whatsoever. I'm not Ryan Seacrest, unfortunately. I wish I was. The whole week went by extremely fast. But it was so jam-packed with so much stuff that I'm just, there's so much to talk about. I mean, went to the beach a few times, banged myself up against a whole bunch of rocks. My friend Matt, the Florida man of the group, always tries to make me do these things that I don't necessarily want to do, like swim out to some archway in Laguna Beach. I'm about halfway there, and then I'm stupidly swimming with my mouth open. I get a mouthful of salt water. I'm now choking while swimming. I have to go to the side. Luckily, there's some rocks there, but the waves hit me up against the rocks. I have cuts all over my leg, my left leg, my left hand, and I stood there on the rocks like an idiot, just standing there like trying to get my breath back with choking on salt water. And then I realized when I looked down, I'm not only standing on rocks, I'm standing on like some giant bundle of seaweed and green algae and all that stuff. Victor would have had a meltdown if he tried doing that. Luckily, I ended up making it to the archway. It took some effort, but that's just one of the many things we did on that trip. We also snuck into a resort in Laguna Beach as well. Got into their pool. It was like a ritzy resort. You probably pay thousands of dollars to stay there. They had the gate wide open. Just walked in, got into the swimming pool. Everything was going fine at that swimming pool till my friend Matt just screamed out, "People are giving us hard looks!" And so that's when people started staring at us. We had to get out of there. Went back down to the beach. I would have stayed at that pool. I hate swimming in the ocean. As a guy from California, I truly, truly, truly hate swimming in the ocean. I'm deathly afraid of massive fish, or any fish for that matter. If I see a stingray, I want to kick it into the deeper waters. I hate stingrays. Like, why are you on the coast? Go into the ocean, pal. Go back where you came from. If you want to get a hold of me, 208-535-1015. I even mentioned it during Victor's show. My friend Matt and Christian and I went to Rodeo Drive, went to Beverly Hills, walked down the ritzy street there. Of course, we're not shopping there at all. All the stores were closed by the time we got out there. And we looked inside the Dolce & Gabbana store, the Gucci store, and went to Erewhon, that ritzy grocery store that's nowhere backwards. It's Erewhon. Got myself that rose water and beet juice thing that was like $5, and I kept the glass bottle because I don't see myself shopping at Erewhon anytime soon again. Well, maybe if I visit and I get another one of those drinks, sure, but I'm not going to be an avid shopper of that place. Unless out of nowhere, some radio station in Los Angeles is like, "Hey, Peaches, we've heard your show on K-Bear. We think you're amazing. We want to offer you $250,000 a year to be one of our new personalities." That's when I would be like, and zip on out of here. But I don't see that happen at all whatsoever. So anyway, that's a little bit of the recap of my trip back home. I'm downright missing my family big time. I was tearing up for sure, driving away from my parents' house once again to make my way back to this area. But I think I'll be seeing them hopefully in November or December, either month there. I got the presidents of the USA, Poppy, and more to continue our afternoon here together. It's Peach's Pit Party on K-Barrel 101. I started having these weird symptoms on Saturday, and they've been continuously going on till today, of course, and still going on. Not nearly as bad today as it was over the weekend. For some reason, I have felt like this dead weight in both my arms, and immediately my mind was like, oh, I'm having a stroke. Oh, these are the warning signs of a stroke. I need to go to the ER. But I call my mom. I'm panicking. She knows I overreact to certain things. So she's like, most likely you're fine, Brendan. But I tell you, man, whenever I feel something weird with my body and stuff, I freak out thinking like, oh, this is the end now because of the whole AFib heart thing that happened to me in December of last year. Anything related to, oh, my face feels hot or my vision's blurry. My arms feel weird. My fingers are numb. Then all of a sudden I think, oh, it's stroke time. As weird as that sounds, but everything seems to be fine for the most part. I just got to watch my diet, get myself out there exercising once more. I did a lot of walking around in California when I was there. I got to continue that here, but the unfortunate part is that to walk outdoors here, you only have that available to you for a few months out of the year. Other than that, you got to make your way to the gym and go on the treadmill there, which is incredibly boring, right? Like in California, there's no winter at all. There's no snow. It's 70 degrees for the most part around Christmas time. You can go outside year round. You can go to the beach year round if you really wanted to. So it's still tough for me to get used to going to the gym in the wintertime to run on the treadmill because I'm not running outside. I've seen people around this area run outside during the wintertime, during the snowfall. I would slip, fall on my butt, maybe even hurt my back a ton in that case. People would see me groaning on the sidewalk like Peter Griffin holding his knee. It'd be awful. But just don't be on edge about your medical symptoms. I mean, don't Google your medical symptoms, especially. Like if you're feeling some sort of pain in your arm, don't look up pain in your arm because it says, oh, that's a sign of a stroke. You should go to a doctor right away. Puts your anxiety on edge, that's for sure. Peach's Pit Party on K-Bear 101, Idaho's only rock station. I do love how, as adults, as men more specifically, as we get older, that we often compare TV sizes. Like, hey, I got an 85-inch. No, okay, that's cool. I got a 98-inch back home. And my dad is one of those guys that wants the biggest TV on the block. I should send him the link to this new 115-inch QD mini LED TV from TCL. Has finally hit the market. And of course, the company's like, well, this TV is quite expensive, so we'll offer a couple special deals to get people to spend $20,000 to bring the thing home. Anyone who buys the TV gets a ticket to Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. Okay, that's pretty cool. But it says, to be clear, all you get is the ticket to the game. You've got to pay for your travel, hotel. But if football isn't your thing, TCL is also offering other experiences, including a movie premiere at the TCL Chinese Theater in Hollywood, which is one of the places I went to. Saw many tourists taking photos of their hands with the celebrities' hands in the cement there. It also says a concert at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles or a behind-the-scenes tour with the Call of Duty team, all with airfare and hotel included. I'm a football fan, and I got to say, I would rather have the movie premiere experience or the concert at SoFi Stadium. It says right there, with airfare and hotel included on that, not Super Bowl 59. Isn't that stupid? You spend $20,000 on a TV, they give you one ticket to Super Bowl 59 and then say, hey, you got to buy your airfare to it as well. New Orleans is a pretty popular place to go. I could only imagine the airfare around that time as well, getting closer to the Super Bowl. I mean, if you look at tickets to Paris for the Olympics, like during the time that the Olympics were going on, I looked them up. It was $2,000 to fly to Paris from Idaho Falls. If you want to fly from Idaho Falls to Paris, maybe in like 3 weeks, it's $600. So in addition to $20,000 on that TV, you're spending at least a few grand for the hotel, the airfare, of course, the carry-on bags, all that stuff. Oh, there's the food as well, especially at the Super Bowl. It's going to be downright expensive. You're looking at least $35,000 spent, but at least you got the biggest TV in the neighborhood, right? You know how radio stations across the country will tell you what stupid national day we're celebrating, right? Well, today, National Underwear Day. That's right. For some reason, the radio prep's like, hey, it's the perfect time to reveal the most popular underwear brands in the country. And according to a poll, Americans really seem to prefer Calvin Klein. You want to know why? Well, in my personal opinion, I think it's because it's deemed as the ritzy underwear brand compared to like Hanes or Fruit of the Loom. If you got that Calvin Klein logo sort of peeking out the top of your pants, people are going to be like, wow, this guy spends extra money on underwear. He's a rich dude. Or he likes elegance. Is Calvin Klein really all that special? I've seen that on sale at like Marshall's and those and even Ross too. Going down this list here, Hanes, Tommy Hilfiger. Is that how you say his last name? Jockey, Victoria's Secret. Fruit of the Loom, of course. Oh, MeUndies is on this list at number 7, which that's the brand I like to wear. At one point, I actually had a membership to MeUndies.com, and I would get like one new pair every single month. The only reason why I liked it so much is, one, because they're incredibly soft, and two, they got cool designs on them. What are the ones that I'm wearing today have? What designs do they have? Oh, wine glasses. Oh, there you go. That's speaking of elegance. They're the martini glasses with olives in them. Yeah. Right there on my underpants. There you go. That's a picture you want in your head, right? Last week, reports were swirling about the career earnings of the members of the USA Olympic basketball team, a staggering $4.7 billion. A new report came to light that pointed out Team USA's basketball superstars are staying outside the Olympic Village at a cost of $15 million, an astronomical figure compared with other sports. USA Basketball rented out an entire hotel in the city center with about 800 rooms. That's not cheap. And neither is the cost of security, because these are some of the highest profile athletes on the planet. I mean, you're talking about LeBron James, for crying out loud. A big check has to be written to keep them safe. During a recent interview, Alex Ovechkin admitted to something we all assumed was true, that hockey players enjoy beer. That's somehow in the news, right? Ovechkin, who's currently the NHL's number 2 goal scorer of all time, said plenty of players wind down with a post-game bev. We just like to relax. After hockey, you are tired. A couple glasses of wine or beer is normal, he said. Wow, I'm shocked this is actually in the news. In Washington, they say, Alex says, we have a refrigerator with beer in the coaching room. It's normal. Okay, terrific. For pro football, the new kickoff rules for the upcoming NFL season could lead to 12 men on the field without a team getting a penalty. In the past, when there's wind knocking the ball off of the tee, a player from the kicking team would hold the ball on the tee for the kicker. But now the 10 players on the kicking team that aren't the kicker are lining up way ahead of where the ball is kicked from. The NFL is allowing a 12th person on the field to hold the ball on the tee under windy conditions. The holder has to leave the field of play as soon as the ball is kicked. I'm just imagining some scrawny dude on the special teams running on the field, holding the ball in place, and then sprinting off. Somehow, some way, I see that leading to problems. I see that player intentionally getting in the way, trying to stop the other team and going, oops, I'm sorry. I'll try my best next time to get off the field as fast as possible. Anyway, that does it for your Shot Clock Sports Update right here on K-Bear 101. On Friday, as I was leaving for my trip, I did see that the flight was delayed by like an hour or so. And Allegiant is never on time. They're never, ever, ever on time. It's the only option in and out of Idaho Falls straight to California. If I wanted to spend $400 to take Delta and have a layover in Salt Lake City, sure, I could do that, but it's so much cheaper to use Allegiant, but it's cheaper for, I would say, a reason, right? That the airline's sort of not good. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've gotten me to and from California no problem when they're in the air, but every single flight, there's some sort of delay. And this time around, there was an hour delay, so I showed up to the airport on time, waited a little bit. Then we all got onto the plane. I thought everything was fine. We're all sat down. We're ready to go. We're exiting the gate. We're backing out of the gate. Right as 5-10 minutes pass by, there's no movement. I'm sitting next to a family with 2 babies. Kids are already crying. Pilot goes onto the PA system and goes, hey, guys, there's a valve out of place, so we need to pull back into the gate and have a mechanic look at it. And, of course, everybody groans. The pilot was very, what's the word I'm looking for? He communicated properly. There was no mystery behind it. He was talking about it the whole time, making sure that we weren't all aggravated. But we slightly were. I mean, especially the guy next to me. The guy next to me was shaking his head profusely, cursing out Allegiant left and right. And of course, I was wanting to do the same thing, but there's a baby next to me. And I don't necessarily want to make a scene on an airplane because, well, one, somebody will somehow recognize me, and two, I'll be on the internet and that'll become a meme, right? Or I'll get kicked off the flight. There's no need to make a big fuss. I mean, you can only control what you can control. It's just very frustrating that this specific airline just stinks, especially when I'm trying to leave for vacation. There's so much prep work that needs to be done on this channel and, of course, the other two channels that I'm the brand ambassador for, that it's a lot of prep work I need to get done. I spend time after hours getting it done. And I'm all excited for vacation to go home and go see my family. And of course, what do I hear? Oh, there's a valve out of place. And it took them about 20 minutes to finally figure out what exactly the problem was. There was no problem. It's just that the system was saying there's a valve out of place. They had to reset the computer and everything was good to go from there. The flight was great. Getting back was easy. It was actually on time for once, but at least usually 100% of the time, one of my trips either to California or from California is delayed because of Allegiant. I was just talking about my flight delay leaving for California, not this past Friday, but the Friday before. And I saw this news story pop up about a Frontier Airlines flight from Houston to Dallas was canceled last week, even though the plane was in good condition, the weather was perfect, the passengers were ready to board. The problem was that there was no pilot because he had just been pulled off the plane in handcuffs. Passengers waiting at the gate watched out the window as cops led the pilot off the plane in handcuffs, put him in the back of a police car. The Houston Police Department later identified the pilot and said he was arrested on a warrant related to an alleged assault on a family member. That will get you in jail for sure. And since no replacement pilot was available, the flight was canceled. Can you imagine being as frustrated as those people just wanting to travel to Dallas? Texas is a big state. You would think like, oh, maybe people can just drive from Houston to Dallas. It takes hours to get from a major city to a major city in Texas. Houston's on the far right East Coast, and Dallas is further north. And you would look at it on a map and go, maybe that is drivable. I can guarantee it's a few hours. Maybe Victor would do it because he likes driving so much. If you're one of those people that enjoys driving for whatever reason, sure, that's fine. But I can imagine just wanting to get away, go on your trip. Maybe it was a layover flight. Maybe they'd make a pit stop in Dallas for whatever reason, then go somewhere else. Layovers are incredibly weird. But passengers were offered either a full refund for this flight, a credit, or reaccommodation on the next available Frontier flight later that evening. I'm sure there was another flight later that evening. They're full of flights at these major airports, especially in Houston and whatnot. Here in East Idaho, the next available flight would be, I don't know, on a Sunday when you're trying to leave on a Friday. So you got to wait 2 more days. There's not a flight ready to go that night. And even if there is, it's usually generally full because it's already packed. I mean, it's another. I don't want to keep crapping on Allegiant this entire show, but it's the only option out here. And it's like, well, would I rather ride a horse or ride a donkey if the donkey's the only thing available? And sure enough, I'll have to take the donkey. You know, Gen Z is obsessed with nostalgia. I myself, I've always liked disposable cameras. And every time I go back home, I always make sure to buy a disposable or bring my Polaroid or bring both and just take a whole bunch of photos. I don't necessarily take photos on my phone whenever I visit home. I mean, I'll take like 1 or 2, maybe. Nothing compared to the 50 plus shots that I got on the 2 disposable cameras that I went with one down to California. Then we ran out of photos on that one, so I bought another at a CVS pharmacy, the same waterproof Fujifilm disposable camera, and filled up that one with photos as well. It does take a while for the film to develop. There's no longer the Save-On's pharmacy, the CVS pharmacy 1-hour photo development anywhere. You got to send out the film, which is what I did on Saturday morning. It's going to be about 4 to 6 weeks. We'll see if that shows up before my my glass pane window gets fixed at my apartment. Somehow, some way, one day. I don't know if I talked about this on the air. I think I did, but there was one day previously, a while back, maybe like a year or 2 ago, where the same thing happened where the lawn care company launched a rock into the glass pane window of my patio door, and my landlord texted me about it and said, hey, this happened. Don't be alarmed. We're getting it fixed right away. The same thing happened again 2 weeks ago, and I found out about it by showing up after work, and I was going to go open my front door to go inside and, chill out for the evening. I look to my right. I glance to my right. I'm like, wait, why does my window look like that? Sure enough, another rock launched into the same glass pane window that was just replaced. And so I sent in a maintenance report. And then the company texts me, hey, we saw that your glass pane needs fixing. That's going to be a 4 to 6 week process. That long to replace a door? The guy had to come out and measure. I'm not even sure if the guy came out and measured. Then they have to find out if they have the right size glass pane. If they don't, then they have to send out for it and then eventually bring it back to my place. But right now, that glass is still shattered. Is it going to be fixed before GTA 6 comes out? We'll find out. I found this incredibly interesting. I thought I'd share it with you. The most expensive concert tickets by the minute. While everyone knows you can shell out a pretty penny for a concert ticket, which musicians give you the most value for your buck? A recent analysis of 200 popular music artists from 2019 to 2023 found, in terms of cost per minute, a Taylor Swift concert isn't among the most costly. If you go to a Bruno Mars concert, you'll pay about $2.19 per minute. U2 will set you back $2.12 per minute, and you'll shell out $1.81 per minute to see Drake, because Swift's tours are over 3 hours long. Fans are only spending about $1.19 per minute to see her perform. On the other end of the spectrum, Korn offers the best value at 39 cents per minute. I haven't seen Korn live. I plan on doing so in October when they come to Salt Lake City and Boise with Gojira and Spirit Box, which, by the way, I need to mention to Victor, are we going to spike more Gojira into the playlist because people are seeking them out more thanks to the Olympics? I was really enjoying all of the commentary, not the commentary, the memes out of the Gojira performance, which also I wanted to talk about because I left that Friday for California and didn't have the time to talk about it the week as I was out. Gojira put on an amazing performance, but what was with the commentators during the whole thing? And I'm glad somebody edited them out on Reddit. I found that video and enjoyed that a whole lot more. I wonder if they were told, like, hey, this metal band's about to perform. Let's go ahead and talk during it for the most part. I really don't understand the reason why. I thought the transition was absolutely incredible from Headless Marie Antoinette right into Gojira. And now more people are listening to Gojira because of their performance. Like, man, I kind of like that sound. Let me find out more about this band. And sure enough, I mean, they're getting bigger here in the U.S. I remember when they opened up for Metallica. It was Gojira, Avenged Sevenfold, and Metallica, and hardly anybody was at the venue for Gojira because most American concert goers are the most spoiled brats on the planet. They'll just go for the headliner and then leave if they don't like the openers. They just won't want to experience an opener just to experience an opener, no matter how big they are. I mean, look at Avenged Sevenfold. They're huge. People will still pass on them and go to only see Metallica. I just saw a thing about Gillette Stadium, how there was terrible weather in the area, so Ice Nine Kills couldn't perform. Five Finger Death Punch went on stage, and then Metallica went on stage. You saw so many people in the comments going, just skip Five Finger Death Punch 2, they suck. I would only go for Metallica. Go see them live. If it's a band you hate, if the band you hate is opening up, you might as well watch their performance. See if that changes your mind. I talked about it with To Peach Their Own. That one time when it was like, what band surprised you when you saw them live? Or what band made you actually like them when you saw them live? A lot of people, for some reason, did not necessarily like Bad Flower for a little while there. And then listeners got to go see them in Pocatello at the Portneuf Health Trust Amphitheater a couple years ago. Those guys are awesome live. I also really like their songs too, especially the new one, Detroit. That's been stuck in my head for quite some time. I don't know how I got off the subject here, the most expensive concert tickets by the minute, but there you go. Korn offers the best value at 39 cents per minute per show. This is why you shouldn't be overly extravagant with your wedding or do something stupid. I mean, do something out of the ordinary that could end up being a regrettable decision. A ring bearer owl quit his job mid-ceremony, flew away with the couple's wedding bands for over 7 hours. Why would you want to get an owl to be the ring bearer? The wedding in Leeds, England proceeded without the bands while the owl's handler attempted to lure the bird down from a windowsill. The handler offered chicken in exchange for the bands, but the owl was unimpressed. Fortunately, though, the owl eventually returned and the couple received the rings hours after the wedding had ended. Yeah, it's why? Just have a person do it. What's with the point of the owl? It's like, We got my ring bearer rhino showing up, and he just pummels through the whole crowd, demolishes everybody. I don't see the problem. I thought he would. I thought he would have helped deliver the wedding bands. A Florida man named Cade was arrested in Cape Coral for allegedly attempting to steal a decorative turtle from someone's lawn. And the homeowners told police they heard strange noises around their pool, and video footage appears to show the suspect just taking a large decoration shaped like a sea turtle. The piece was returned to its owners, and Logan was charged with the count of burglary and a count of petty theft or petite theft. The motive for the theft is highly unknown. I'm just thinking of some drunk guy walking the streets and was like, I'll take that and put it in my garden. I like it. Anyway, another story here. 2 Chinese chefs have been sentenced to prison for putting anti-diarrheal medication in expired food and serving this food to customers. The medicine was to prevent diners from becoming sick from the very food they were eating. The Market Management Bureau of Changzhou District also sentenced the men to pay $22,000 in fines. I wonder who found that out. If there's like a camera that saw them doing it. Oh, wait, no. A police investigation found that the chefs served at least 1,612 servings of food laced with gentamicin sulfate. Again, so it doesn't say how exactly they found that out. Maybe somebody was like, I taste meds in here. Went back to the kitchen to investigate, saw the 2 guys laughing, putting meds in expired food. Anyway, those are your what the headline stories of the day here on K-Bear 101. I went against my thing about being overall against premature holiday decorating. It happens earlier and earlier every year. You got people decorating for Christmas in September now, from what it seems like. Spirit Halloween just opened up everywhere. Starting on August 1st, I went to the Ammon location, looked around, saw they had some cool Halloween decorations. They have an Art the Clown from Terrifier statue. They got some cool looking statues. Would I pay that much money for any single one of them? Of course not. But I just saw here too, pumpkin spice already on the menu for some companies like Starbucks, 7-Eleven, International Delight, never even heard of that, Dunkin' Smoothie King. There's also now the Philadelphia pumpkin spice cream cheese that is already being brought back to stores everywhere. I'm just thinking that, they're wanting to make a whole bunch of money for things like this, and that's why they're bringing it back early. I have a bad feeling that we'll get to, once time goes on, or each year, every year, right after the 4th of July, that's when stores will start putting out the Halloween decor. No, keep it to like maybe late August, early September, maybe like September 10th. Then you start doing this. I feel like Starbucks is just being greedy. They're wanting all those people to walk in, wanting the pumpkin spice lattes, make that extra money. Not like they're already right here it says brands are taking advantage of the popularity of the pumpkin spice market, which is estimated to surpass $2.4 billion by 2031 globally. What if one year we just all decided no thanks to pumpkin spice and just dropped it entirely? What would happen then? Like, I really want to confuse Starbucks and all these other companies just for them to be like, okay, I guess next year we'll just get rid of pumpkin spice and not have it. I did see this news over the weekend about Taco Bell adding AI to their drive-through ordering to hundreds of locations, more than 100 Taco Bell locations in 13 states. They're hoping to have this all added by the end of this year. And according to the restaurant, the goal of the expansion is to enhance the consumer and team member experience. Now, I did see a number of people talking about already ordering through AI at McDonald's locations, and they said they had no problem with it. Because I was thinking, like, maybe the AI will mess it up. Like, what if you're a person with an accent, and the AI can't really understand what you're saying? They mess up your order, something like that. But it seems, though, that it was fine. It was okay with McDonald's. McDonald's took it all back and said, hey, we still got to work on some kinks with it here. But now Taco Bell adding it. You know what? I see this as a positive because I'm a guy who goes to Taco Bell quite frequently. And I get frustrated by their drive-thru. Not necessarily because of the experience, but more so just the worker. I feel bad for the workers because they have to ask these questions because, management tells them to. It's not the workers' fault. I worked at In-N-Out Burger. Trust me, I know what working the drive-thru is like Worked there for 3 years, and I worked the busiest drive-thru, one of the busiest drive-thrus. And it does get repetitive saying, "Hi, how are you?" Like you actually care. You really don't. But in the Taco Bell drive-thru, they ask you those questions of, "Do you want sour cream? Do you want to make it spicy? Do you want to round up to $1?" It's like every single item has to either, would you like to double the beef? Would you like sour cream on anything? Just because they want to upcharge. And it's not the worker's fault. It's the management's fault for doing that. Because I remember working at Foot Locker as well. And then one of the big things was to upsell. Like if somebody buys a pair of shoes, try to upsell them and sell them also a pair of socks while they also buy the shoes. Like, no, people want what they want. And if they want more sour cream, they'll ask for it. Simple as that. Today is To Peach Their Own. We discussed it during the noon hour of Madness and Mayhem, powered by Jalisco's. I asked Victor, what concert do you regret not going to? And I think he said Damage Plan back in 90-something. I forgot what year he said. But my answer for the most recent show was the Summer Slaughter Tour that made a stop in Los Angeles last week. And I should have gone to that show. But instead, I went to the beach and got severely sunburnt, banged myself up against those rocks. Tickets were only $35 to see 10 metal bands. I'm like, that's a bargain right there. None of my friends really wanted to go, so I would have gone by myself. I think I would have been bored after 5 bands. It would have been like, okay, all these bands sound the same. I'm out. And I don't necessarily want to be one of those people that only goes to see the bands that I enjoy. Like I would have loved to see Gideon again, Left to Suffer, Brand of Sacrifice, Veil of Maya, of course, as well. So, To Peach Their Own, what concert do you regret not going to? Give me a call right now. Let me know your answer at 208-535-1015. Hey, K-Bear, what concert do you regret not going to?
Unfortunately, due to work conditions, I was unable to go to that Succubus, or what it was called.
The Sasanta Tour.
Yes.
That's the one with the Perfect Circle, Tool, and Pussifer.
It was Perfect Circle, Pussifer, and Primus. But if you made it out to the Red Rocks, Danny, Adam, and Justin showed up, and Tool was there too. The final day was like they surprised everybody by doing the trifecta, having all 3 of Maynard's bands there plus Primus.
Man, that would have been cool. I did see Sam in our Facebook comments wrote South Park 25th anniversary concert at Red Rocks. He had the chance to get tickets but sat on the fence too long, and he didn't know that Getty and Alex from Rush was going to make a surprise appearance at that show as well.
I watched that one on YouTube. That was amazing.
Yeah, there's been a lot of shows that I wish I could have gone to, but just one, never had the money, and 2, didn't have the time. There was another show in the way, like, the Lamb of God Mastodon show on August 27th that I really want to see Lamb of God live, but it's the same night as Ice Nine Kills and in this moment in town.
My son is trying to get me to go to the Megadeth Mudvayne on August 17th, which is 2 days before my birthday.
It's a great way to celebrate your birthday to see those bands.
Well, I've already seen Chad Gray once live with Hell Yeah and got to meet him and Vinnie Paul both personally.
Oh, man, that'd be cool.
So, yeah.
Thanks for listening to Peach's Pit Party, the podcast. If you enjoy the show, please share, subscribe, and rate the podcast. Peach's Pit Party is hosted by me, Peaches, and is a production of Riverbend Media Group. For more information or to contact the show, visit riverbendmediagroup.com. Until next time, Peach out.